Alright, hello. I'm going to take you through a quick 10-minute foot and toe workout meant to, kind of reverse some of the damage you might have wearing some conventional shoes. Start by taking off your shoes and your socks. It might help to stand on something that is soft, like a carpet. A yoga mat works great, or even go outside would maybe be the best. Take your whole TV outside. Okay, so remember before we start that if your feet are a little bit untrained, they're going to cramp up and it's going to hurt a lot in the sole, in the toes. So that cramping is a good thing. So if you feel a cramp, embrace it and go towards it, and that's how you'll get stronger. When you have a cramp, that means your body's moving in a way that it's never moved before. So start by standing, and we'll just warm up by shifting your center of mass over to the middle of your foot into one of the toes. Now remember that a healthy foot is shaped kind of like a pizza slice or a triangle. So shift your entire body as one segment into your toes, then back into the heels, and your toes will lift up. You don't need to press your toes into the ground overly hard. Just let them spread, and hopefully you'll get the sensation back. You can step if you want. You can do it standing, or you can do steps. You can step into a foot, lean back, let the toes lift up, step into a foot, like that. So now, come in a little closer and see, we're going to take our feet out like this. We're going to spread them out as much as they can. Hopefully all of your toes can spread apart where none of them are touching. If that doesn't happen, that's okay. Squeeze them in, hold it. You might get a cramp in the sole here, that's okay, and that's good. That's what you're going for. Squeeze it in, point it, and then when you spread out, if a toe doesn't spread out all the way, just for example, let's just pretend my pinky toe isn't spreading out all the way. So I'll take my finger and grab the pinky toe, one toe or multiple toes, and help it spread out. Spread it out, squeeze it in. Spread it out, squeeze it in. Spread it out, squeeze it in. Do it a couple times. Try to get a cramp. That's what you want. You're doing great. Okay, now relax a little bit. Wiggle your toes. We're gonna put our feet together, sitting down, and try to weave your toes together like this, like your hands just like this, but with your feet. Do it, give it a squeeze, pull, try to get a cramp going. That's good. If it cramps, just keep going. Don't let the cramp stop you. If it gets too intense, you can take a break and pull it out with your hands or your foot. Now switch, move it so that the foot that was on the bottom is now on the top. Squeeze the feet together. We'll move them side to side and squeeze. Squeeze a little bit more into the toes and then pull them apart. Okay, now we're going to do a kneeling toe stretch. You can do this. More advanced would be kneeling like this and having your one and focus on a single toe, like the big toe or your pinky toes like this. But I'm going to do an easier version where you just put one foot back and lean into it. Spread out those toes. And just move back and forth. Then you can do a different toe, different foot, and spread them out. For me, I kind of have noticed that my toes kind of work in 3 different groups. So that you have the big toe, it works as its own thing, and the middle 3 toes work as their own group, and the pinky toe works as its own unit. So all of that now Again, you can do these sitting or standing, depending on whatever feels the most comfortable. We're going to make clench the toes together in like a fist and put them down onto the floor. And push down and roll it from the pinky toe to the big toe. Roll that pressure down. Let's do a little bit on this foot, whichever one you choose. Remember, cramps are a good thing. Try to seek them out. Now we're gonna take it to the other foot. Make a fist, press down one of your toes. I'm gonna start with the big toe. Press down the big toe, the middle 3 toes, then the pinky toe. Middle 3 toes, big toe, pinky toe. Now you want a cramping sensation. You do not want pain going into the joints of your toes when you're doing this. Just in the tendons and the musculature surrounding the feet. Not in the joints of the big toe, but hopefully it'll be more of a sharp pain. But you want a cramping pain, and that's the kind that you really want. So now that that's all done, said and done, we're going to need to come in a little closer so you can see what I'm going to be doing with the feet. So we're on a stand, or sitting will make it easier. And if you want to make it even harder, go on one foot for this. You're just going to lift your big toe up. Do a thumbs up with just the big toe. So thumbs up with just the big toe. And then you're pressing the big toe down and lifting up all the other toes. If you want to make it easier, just sit down. And if you want to make it harder, stand on one foot. Try to do it till you get a cramp. Then press switch. Press your toes down and big toe up. Try to get a little bit of motion in there. Wiggle the big toe. Wiggle the toes on the ground. Then press down the big toe. Lift up the other 4 toes. Wiggle the toes a little bit. Wiggle the big toe a little bit. Shift your weight side to side to try to get a cramp in the foot, in the sole, or in the toes. Okay, now switch, toes down, big toe up. Shift your weight side to side like we did in the beginning. So lift one big toe up and then shift your weight over that foot, 1 foot at a time now. Lift one big toe up, shift your weight into the toes, then back into the heel where you lift the toes up, and now shift the weight into the big toe, and back into the other toes, lifting the big toe up, and shifting the weight. Shake out the one you just did, and back into the other foot. Lift up the toes, shift your weight around that foot from the heel to the big toe to the other toes. Have your breathing be steady. Don't hold too much tension everywhere, and alternate lifting up the big toe and pressing the toes into the ground, leaning your weight into one, leaning your weight into another, into the heels. Okay, now we're just going to take a few steps, walk around on, try to notice the surface you're stepping on, try to get that sensory sensation back into the feet. And now we will take one foot in front of the other, lift up all the toes and plant them down. And now into the back foot, lift up all the toes, line them down. And this one is a bit of an advanced exercise. You might need to hold on to a wall for this one, so get next to a wall or something for balance if you need it. You're going to put one foot in front of you while putting all your weight on the back foot, then lift up everything except for the heel on the back foot. So forward, lift up everything except for the heel. This will work the dorsiflexion, or the raising of the foot and toes, along with the tibialis. And just pulse them out, as many as you can do cleanly. Clean with the control, not falling back like that. So now switch sides. Try to shoot for 5 to 10, however many you can do with good control. So bend the leg a little bit, and then straighten it out to lift everything. You're doing great. This is a tough one, so make sure you're holding on to something that you'll need for balance. So standing, you're gonna kind of grab the ground with your feet. So lift up your heel now and use your front foot to grab the ground with your feet. Don't overly put too much tension in the feet, but it's a quick squeeze. Just a quick squeeze. Squeeze the ground, squeeze the ground, squeeze the ground. Then step and switch the feet. Put one foot forward, lift the heel on the forward foot, and squeeze. And squeeze. Squeeze the ground, quick squeeze on the ground, quick squeeze, quick squeeze. So now your toes should feel a little bit more loose, and to end it, you now have a lot of blood going through the area, a lot of heat in the foot. So you're just going to sit down, grab one of your feet, and work on any of the toes that seem a little bit more asleep than the other ones. The big toe is important, so move it through its full range of motion. Which toe ever feels the most asleep, try to wake it up. So for me, it's my middle 3 toes. I'm just going to take them through their own range of motion here, and then switch to the other foot that you feel is good. So take it through full range of motion, whichever one you want. And then just relax, and you completed your workout. So thanks for watching. Watch this video however many times you need to, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.